Welcome back. It's Stu from Continuata AI here with the second part of our DWP PIP design challenge. In our last video, we processed a scanned PIP2 form with handwriting recognition, and we scored it according to the PIP2 standards. Now we look at a really interesting problem. We're going to take an assessment call that happens after the PIP2 form has been submitted, and we're going to analyze that with AI. We're also going to score the transcription that we take from the call, and we are going to score it according to the PIP2 requirements like we did last time. And this time again, we're going to compare our results with the input that we use to drive the conversation. It will be done from a mock conversation, like we did with the PIP2 form. We don't have access to any of this data, so we're making it up ourselves. Let's take a look at the website design challenge page again for this, so we can see where this happens in the flow. Here we are back in the design challenges section of our website. And as you can see, here is the form analysis challenge that we did last time. And we are right here in the pip call audio analysis section. So let's go straight through to the page. Okay, very similar to last time. What we've got is we've got an input source. Last time it was a form and a PDF or an image that was being analyzed. This time it's a recording of a phone conversation. And so what we need to do is we need to transcribe that audio conversation. We need to diarize that conversation. That's where we identify the different speakers in the conversation, the agent and the claimant, so that we can figure out who is saying what. We also need to apply some kind of LLM magic to it to figure out what is being said. There's often lots of situations where a transcriber will pick up the wrong words, mishear things, and it doesn't really understand the conversation context. So it's going to miss out on key bits of information that as a human being, if you were listening to a conversation, you would totally get. Things like they're talking about medical conditions or difficulty cooking, things like that. And the words that they use later on in the conversation will be related to that. So when you find it difficult to hear a word or to figure it out, maybe because of an accent or volume, you're able to fill in the gaps because you kind of understand the wider context. Transcription in general can't do that, but we can do that with an LLM after the transcription. Then we're going to take the result of that and we're going to score it according to the PIP criteria. Very similar to what we did last time with the form. We're going to take the output, we're going to structure it, and then we're going to hand it off to an LLM which knows all the criteria for scoring, and it's going to take those results and it's going to compare them and hopefully come out with a score for us that's good. The other thing we're going to do, like we did last time, because we are taking a recording that isn't a real recording, this is a mock call that I created with my colleague Chris. We have had to create a script for that. It's not a real phone call. We created a script on GPT, which should line up pretty much with the kind of phone call that would happen. So we just recorded that call. We put it through some audio processing to make it sound like a phone call, so it's lower quality. Once we have that, we can then process it. But as before, what we have is the input script. We know what we're saying. That advantage we can pass on to the analysis stage of our LLM, and we can get it to compare the output with the known input of our conversation, and we can get it to figure out how good the process in the middle is. So it should be able to recover the original intent, the original script that we had written from this conversation and analyzing it. So let's go into it. Okay, here we are back in our prototype website that we used last time to analyze the PIP2 form. And this time we're going to analyze the assessment call. So let's go in here, start call analysis. Now, I'm going to copy and paste the script in here, which is the conversation that Chris and I had that we recorded. And so this was written in a Notion page. I've just copied that over into here, and the analysis tool is going to use that to figure out how well it's done when it's finished its analysis. I'm going to choose the recording file, and it's this one here. You can hear that it's...
Hello. Good morning. Is that Andrew Jenkins?
So there's the file there. I'm going to upload and analyze. And you'll see that when we upload it, it says it's uploaded successfully, and then it's going to go through multiple stages of processing. It's going to do a transcription process. It's then going to do a diarization where it figures out who's speaking and what parts of the conversation each person was speaking. Then there's going to be a transcript cleaning process by an LLM, which will analyze the context of the conversation, understanding that this is a DWP PIP call, and also will understand some of the things that have already been said. So it'll be able to get the context of words that are difficult to hear. We could see that the transcription's finished as I've been speaking, and now it's going into the cleaning of the transcript. These steps may take a few more seconds, and we'll start to get into the segment analysis. It'll go through each section and part and tell us what percentage of the way through it is. Then once it's finished, it's going to analyze the call. So it's structured all of that data into a JSON structure, and then it's going to send it to the analysis section, which compares it to the PIP2 scoring criteria. We'll then come out with a score and justifications for that score. Here it is going through the steps, cleaning the transcript. You can see it going through 116 different segments. I don't think it'll take too long to get through this process. Now we're analysing the call against the PIP criteria, and so this is where we get our score. It should be finished soon. Great, and there it is finished. So let's go and have a look at the report. So as we can see, it's scored it. It's given 16 points to the daily living component, 24 points to mobility component. Here we have the accuracy evaluation, and we've got that because we gave it the original script and it compared it to what it output. And we can see it's a really high result, very close to what the original information was. Missing information, Andrew's waiting for more input from the pain clinic and mental health team, and Andrew expressed nervousness at the start of the call. Those two bits were missed from the report. The same situation we had in the last one is that some of the information hasn't been structured correctly to be passed on to the next phase. They're things that can be easily improved, but this is a very high score. Getting down into the actual form, response here, we can see it's got all the important information, the NI number. It's got hold of the main conditions. It's also picked up the different medications that were mentioned and how often they were taken and the dosage. And getting down into the narrative, this is where it gets interesting. So we can start to see the justification for the different kinds of scoring that are going on here. And it quotes the speaker and what they were saying to justify the score that it gave and the kind of descriptor it gives. So needs supervision or assistance to either prepare or cook a simple meal. And here's all the justification for that. Taking nutrition. There's no evidence in the transcript to suggest Andrew struggles with conveying food or drink to his mouth. So this is important. It's not hallucinating things just because it's looking for something. It's only taking information it actually finds in the call. Here we go. Carrying on further down, we've got all these managing therapy, washing and bathing, managing toilet, dressing and undressing, communicating verbally. Again, there was no indication that he couldn't communicate well verbally, and reading and understanding complex verbal information. Again, from the call, you can tell that he's articulate, that he knows what he's saying. So this is very accurate. At the bottom, we have the full transcript, and what you'll see from this is quite unusual for a transcript because it's very clean, and that's because we performed the cleaning stage after the transcription stage. And here you could go through, and actually all the information is very, very clean as well. We've got dates represented in a nice date form, and we have information all the way through here. Great, that worked out well. We've proved our hypothesis that we can take an assessment call and we can put it through transcription, clean up, and use an LLM to analyze the call and to convert it into structured output, and then to score it according to the PIP criteria. We've also analyzed the accuracy of that. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed developing it and showing it to you. If you've got any ideas for other challenges that we can take on, or you'd like to know more about this and get more details, just go to our website and contact us through our contact form. And we've also got information on the design challenge pages, so you can get hold of the original material that we used for testing, our mock forms and our mock recording, and also the results output is there for you to have a look at. Thank you for joining me today, and come back and see us soon.